Welcome to today's Facebook and YouTube Live. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and happy Thursday. Usually we do these on a Wednesday, but I did have a video where I worked with the sponsorship base day. They were amazing to work with. So that vlog went out on Wednesday. So it's nice to catch up with everybody. And I hope everybody's doing well. So, as usual, be sure to leave a comment where you were from. It is so fun to see our viewers are from all over the world. So, welcome. If you are just tuning in, glad you're here. Karen Brown, you're the first person I'm seeing over on Facebook. Welcome. Glad you guys are here. And YouTube, I've got Christy the Fish 36. Good afternoon, Jamie. Welcome. Glad you're here. So, let's just dive on in. We've got the holidays in full swing over here at my place, and we are looking forward to Thanksgiving. My kids and I have been talking about things that we are thankful for, and I have been reflecting a lot on things that matter most, especially with the new name change of QuintEssentials. I've really just been thinking a lot about how I want to center my life and ground myself as a person, but also as a mother and as a family. So I would love to know your thoughts about this particular topic, this subject, things that matter most to you, and ways that you have strengthened your faith, put family first, relationships first, and how you celebrate friends and friendships during the month of Thanksgiving. We've got lots of people tuning in. Trisha Thompson, Dupier, I think is how I'm saying it right. Welcome, Duppler. Sorry, I think I mispronounced your last name, but glad you were tuning in. And Ruth Ann is just tuning in as well. Linda's from Ohio, and we've got Natalie tuning in from Colorado Springs. We've got Susan joining us from Maine, and Jenna Hansen is tuning in from Mount Pleasant. And we've also got a gal named Lori Payne tuning in from Wisconsin. So welcome, everybody. Ruth, it's good to see you on here as well. So let's just dive on in here. I did take some notes on just some things that I have been thinking about. I have been getting outside every single day, walking now for the past 7 days. It has been a total reset. For myself, I think mental clarity, juggling, having lots of kids, working, learning how to edit videos. I've just been learning like a lot of new skills with what I do for my job and with work. And so it has just been really good. It's just been really good, like well spend time on putting my own health first, taking good care of myself, and not waiting like post holidays to like jump in and start with the self care. So, but taking that time out each and every day now so that I am the best person I can be and the best mother that I can be. We have got people tuning in from Trinidad. Welcome, Sarah Jo Rogers just joined us. Welcome. Okay, let's dive into some of the comments that are coming in. Caitlin is from Boca. She says, Happy almost Thanksgiving. What do the kids do for Thanksgiving at school? Usually, I think in years past, they've done like a Thanksgiving dinner where they talk about, I don't know, like what they're grateful for, what they're thankful for. They usually do like arts and crafts. So it'll be fun to see this next year or like this year what they're doing for the second grade. I keep thinking my kids are in first grade, but they are in the second grade. Dee is just tuning in. She's from Georgia. Sue is from Connecticut. Welcome. Jill is from Oklahoma. Welcome. And Jenna says, Today is my daughter's birthday. Tell your daughter I said happy birthday. How old is she today? That's a good day to have a birthday in November. Okay, so things that have been on my mind. Sometimes like life feels really busy or chaotic, and I have to like recenter myself about like what matters most. And I've really been thinking about like how relationships are what matter most. Like in the end, like that's what life is all about. It's about the learning, it's about loving, and it's about how we treat people that matter most to us. So, anyway, that has been on my mind, and my kids are always good to remember and to teach me what matters most in life. And I've really been thinking about, like what do my kids want for Christmas? I would think our kids probably want us as a parent present as much as possible. Like our kids really just want us. So as I am being mindful of what I am adding and giving my kids for Christmas presents, that is at the forefront, is like well spent time with my children, meaningful time, and toys or things that I will share with my kids that bring us closer together as a family, that help them in their growth, in their development. So I'm excited to be sharing in the up and coming like posts and things that simplify my life, things that bring us closer together as a family. So I love sharing goodness, and I love sharing good deals and Black Friday deals. I have found myself getting excited about the holidays. So I don't know if you guys have started with your Christmas shopping and your Christmas list for your kids, your grandkids, your neighbors, your nieces and nephews. That is what has been on my mind and what I want to teach through example to my kids. So, anyway, those are just kind of my rambling moments for this week of things that are on my mind. But I did have some questions for you guys. How does your faith help you reset when life feels super busy? I would love to know in the comments your thoughts on that topic. And what centers you right now? Is it your faith? Is it your family? Is it relationships? Is it what matters most? That is what has been on my mind leading up to this Thanksgiving, and things that I am thankful for. I would love to know some of your traditions as I go back and read through these comments. What are your Thanksgiving traditions? I know some gals even get together and have a friend Thanksgiving where they celebrate their friendships and the relationships they have in their life. I think that's a really cool thing to do as women, is to gather often and talk about how much we love and appreciate each other as friends. So I would love to know some of your traditions. um, Jill says, my two cats center my life. Jill just mentioned that over on Facebook. Stay tuned for my up and coming like video that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. My sister just got the cutest little kittens that she adopted from the local shelter, and they have been like the most therapeutic little cats and pets, like, for our whole family. Like, I love having cats and visiting my sister's cats. Like, they're so sweet and they're so gentle and they're so kind. So I do share a little bit of video of those cats, and I'll share it in my stories, because I was over there taking like the sweetest little pictures of her cats playing. They're so cute. But I am glad that you enjoy the pets that you have. Okay, next thing that I have been thinking about um is just how like family is our foundation. It's what grounds us. It's what keeps us going. I think some days, on the hard days, as moms, we're just like, this is so repetitive. I'm doing the same thing every single day for my kids. Like, are they really even, I don't know, like, absorbing what we're teaching, right, as parents? And are they listening to what I'm trying to tell them or teach them? And I usually don't really notice this unless I observe like how my child is playing with their friends or the things they want to share. And just this morning, I feel bad. I kind of got mad at Lily because I was like, Lily, we got to get ready for school. Why are you outside playing? And then she talked to me about what she was doing, because here I'm thinking, like, get your shoes on, get ready for school, go eat your breakfast. And she was like, Mom, I found this little moth yesterday before school started, and I've been taking care of it in the backyard. Like, I guess she took it to school with her. I didn't even know she did that. But she had made it like this little house, and she was just so nurturing and so loving and so compassionate for this little moth that she had found in the rain that was like barely alive. And so I kind of was just reflecting on that the last couple days of like, in the nurturing and the loving and the caretaking that I do for my children. My kids notice that. And I see it in the way that they care for other living things, in their sensitivity, in the way that they understand. And, I teach things like, I had a mom call me the other day and was like, or I guess she didn't call me. She talked to me at church and she's like, I just want you to know that I had this conversation. Or like, your kids came over to play at my house the other day with my kids. And she was like, my one little boy was playing too rough or something. And your little girl said to the other siblings of this kid, like, it's okay. He's just little and mistakes are how we learn. And it just really hit close to home that my kids are picking up on what I'm teaching, at what I'm saying. Like, when we are children, we are learning. And my kids do make mistakes and they are learning and they have moments where they get mad, or sometimes I get mad as a parent. And we're just all learning and we're all growing. Each of my kids are so very, very different. But I loved that feedback from that mother, just saying like my daughter, so it was Lily that had said that to this little friend of hers that had a little brother. And she was like, he's just little, he doesn't know any better. So as my kids are learning, I just hope that they're kind first and foremost. I hope that they pick up on what we teach them and that they are gentle and kind souls. Like, if there's one thing I could teach my kids, it would be compassion and empathy. I think this world needs a whole lot more of that. Okay. Next thing I have been thinking about, is taking and, like, noticing those moments as they come up in parenthood, right? At learning how to like be still, cuz sometimes I'm like busy with the to-dos and busy with making dinner that I forget like what it's all about, and taking those moments to be grounded, to be calm, and to enjoy life. So anyway, those are just things that I've been thinking about. If you guys have comments you want to make about family, about how they are a great foundation of like what life is really all about, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And I will be trying to read through comments. If you guys have questions or things that you would like to comment on, I'm reading them a little bit quicker today, which is great because some days I'm just super slow. But I did have one question come in from Dario Canine Companion. She asks, what do the quintuplets enjoy most about their older brothers and their sister-in-law? Should we start with Tatum? My little girls love that they now have a big sister. They love that they have an example of somebody that's fun, that's loving, that's kind, and that's playful. Tatum is all of those things. One thing I really admire about the way she was raised too is she's a really hard worker. The girl knows how to work and she knows how to hustle. And I think that's something very admirable and something that I am grateful for in a daughter-in-law. Like, she's just amazing and I just love her. She's just great. Okay, we've got more people tuning in over on YouTube. Christy is from Dallas. Welcome. And Pat just joined us over here on Facebook. Welcome. Okay, next thing that I wanted to talk about is, oh, I forgot to answer the rest of the question. Um, Okay, some of the things that the quintuplets love about Shaden is that he gets down at their level and he plays with them. And he is very like gentle and nurturing. And I love that in a big brother. He's very sensitive, he's very kind. And one thing that like Violet has noticed, like, Violet asked what this is kind of like a side thing, but Violet was like, "Mom, what is your favorite thing about me?" And I said, "Vivi, you know how to get a joke." Like, and she's been that way since 2.5, age 3. She has an amazing sense of humor. She's got wit, she's got spunk. And I think that's something that she and Shaden share and have in common is they get a good joke and they know how to have a good time. So that is one thing I would say that my kids love about their older brother. I think as far as Landon, he's very sensitive and he's very chill. And I think that's something that my kids enjoy about their brother. I would say though that at age 15, Landon does like his space. And he likes having his own sense of self and his own sense of identity, which is really great. And I think it's really healthy for him. So that's something that I would probably say my kids admire about Landon. Daisy and Landon are actually a lot alike. And I think those two of my kids are probably the most like me. Like, we're pretty chill, we're pretty easygoing. But like when we've had enough of like loudness and busyness and chaos, we're not afraid to like speak up and say it amongst our family members. But that is one thing that I've always loved about Landon. He's very affectionate and he's very kind. So those are things that we love about Landon, we love about Shaden, and we love about Tatum. Pauline is tuning in from Surfers Paradise, Australia. That sounds like a lovely place to go surfing. Do you have surfing there? I'm assuming you do. It sounds fun. Okay. Let's move on to our next thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So I did want to share with you with the Black Friday deals and simplified my life. I am a mom on a budget right now, and I have found some things that have like been really great quality and we are loving right now. So, hope you guys enjoy some of our favorite finds, like our favorite sensory friendly stuff. My kids, some of them are just really sensitive kids. And so their clothing is like, it has to be soft, it has to be stretchy, or they will not wear it. And I was that way as a little kid, just very like sensitive to tags and material. And I've had lots of people in the DMs actually asking about some brands and things if I could share them. So I thought, okay, we'll just include it in this video. But I got my kids, I got my girls the cutest little nightgowns. I buy these every year. These are on Amazon. They're super soft, sensory friendly material, and they kind of remind me of like the Nutcracker, like what Clara would wear in the Nutcracker. So I will leave links for these. In my caption for you guys after this video is over if you want to shop Christmas nightgowns in jammies for your kids that are soft, that are sensory friendly, and they'll last a couple years. Like I like buying things like one time and then stretching it as long as I can. And that is one thing that I have found or like tried and true things that I love to share. I love to share a good deal. This is another pajama that my girls really like. We have bought this little nightgown before, but it's so cute with the lace details and the little ribbon on the front. It's so cute to wear at Christmas time. It's lightweight and it's super soft. And then my boys have a couple of favorites as far as like Christmas jammies. These ones I got from Amazon as well. I'll leave you a link. These come in multiple colors, multiple sizes. They do run a little bit big, or maybe it's because my kids are preemies that they're just a little big right now. But this seafoam green one is really, really soft and it's super, super stretchy. So this will probably fit my boys for a couple years. Again, I don't mind spending a little bit more on something that's going to last us a whole lot longer. So those are jammies that the boys really love. We have it in blue, we have it in that seafoam green, and it's something my kids grab every single night because it's super soft to sleep in. And then this is another sweater my girls are really, really loving right now. It's a little cable knit sweater and it has the sweetest little details of these tulips. This brand is on Amazon. I have found so many great things from this brand and the quality, it just washes really, really well. My girls love that cozy feeling, and I love like that vintage modern vibe. So, this is another one of my girls' favorites. Some of them are wearing it like twice in 1 week. They love it so much. But again, I'll share those both in my stories and in my caption after this live video is over. And then you guys, this one is on a Black Friday deal. I actually paid full price for this because I loved it so much, but today it is only $15. It's such a great deal. It is super soft. This is Daisy's favorite. We have been wearing these like I don't know, for over 3 years, and they're stretchy, so they'll last a long time. But I love the little floral details. It's sewn with like these pretty little yarn colors. And then the buttons on this are little wooden buttons, if you guys can see that. And it's so cute. So Violet has this in like a purple color, and Daisy has this in a yellow color, and they're all $15 right now with early Black Friday deals. And my girls have needed some warmer clothes. So this is going to last us a couple years. So $15 is a pretty good bang for your buck. I love finding a good deal and I love sharing a good deal. This third thing I wanted to share with you guys, I already shared this in my stories, and this was so popular last month when I shared this with you guys. But these little necklaces are under $4. They're like $3, I think, and 33 cents for some of these. I'll hold these up to the camera so you can see it. This one is Daisy's, but they have like birth flowers, so I'll probably get one so I can wear these with my girls. I'm happy to share links. This is the little lily one that I found. So these are going to be my girls' Christmas presents. I just want really meaningful gifts this year that are affordable. But so many people bought these through my links last month. So I thought I'd reshare these again because they're even cheaper today with the Black Friday deals. And then this one is violets, these tiny little delicate necklaces. They're so cute. Is my girls are, kind of coming into their own with their own sense of style and outfit choices. I wanted just easy things that the girls could wear that were inexpensive, and practical things that they would actually wear and love and be proud of. So I found those necklaces. I thought they were so cute and so affordable. Caitlin says, I know the kids love Landon. He really is just a sweet, sweet kid right now. We just love him. And then the other two things I wanted to share with you guys are a couple of things I purchased for my kids for Christmas presents this year. I love wooden toys. Like, I am a sucker for wooden toys. Their little play kitchen. Oh, it's this one. Their little play kitchen we have had forever, and we love using little wooden toys. This is from the brand Latoy Van. These are really well designed toys. They last a long time. This one I got from Amazon. It's the little apples and pears set, and it's so cute. My girls and my boys still play with wooden toys. And it's something that is just well made. It's beautiful. And I love, like, I don't know, like sensory stuff. My kids love their little wooden toys. And then this one is the farmyard. These are stacking animals in a bag. My kids love like balancing games. So this is going to be included in their little Christmas presents. Again, it is from the company Latoy Van. We have bought several things over the years from this company. My kids had like a little parking garage that was super cute that my boys played with for the longest time. And then they had these little wooden cars that I purchased along with it. I love like quality toys, things that are going to last a long time. And I think you guys have heard me talk about this. I love like open-ended toys. Things like I'll leave it in the comments too. I don't have that with me right now, but the brand Sarah's Silks right now, I think they're having some really good Black Friday deals as well. And they have the softest little play silks that my kids use for dress ups. They use it for like forts. They use it for all kinds of things. So that's another toy. If you're looking for like gifts for your kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews, they're things that my kids can all play with. They're not specifically a girl toy or a boy toy. They all play with them together. So I'm just being very mindful of what I'm purchasing for my kids this year with their Christmas presents. But I'm excited to be sharing those things with you guys in posts and reels and stories in the up and coming weeks as we are approaching and in full swing with the holiday season. I love wooden toys, was one of the comments that I just saw over on Facebook. They really are fun. Um, let's see. Caitlin says, love my dogs. Something retired. One is working. They're the best. Yeah, pets are pretty awesome. And Mrs. Terry Ricky just tuned in. She's from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Welcome. She says, I caught you live. Yay. I love Wisconsin. I had neighbors at my old house that were from Wisconsin, and they had a second home here in St. George that they come to just to get out of the snow. But they were the sweetest people ever, like so kind, so good, and they were so loving towards my kids. So we do love our friends from Wisconsin. Glad you were tuning in. Okay, Renee says, life is hard, but knowing God has everything in his hands brings me comfort. He tells us to trust him and to not worry. I think this is a great comment. I was just having a conversation with my dad today about choosing a path and how God doesn't always tell us what to do. He's confident in our ability and our capability to decide things for ourselves. And, sometimes we choose something in life and we think we're on the right path and we feel like, God helped me choose this direction. And then we realize, okay, I actually am going to change paths here. And sometimes we do that, and sometimes we realize, like, if we hadn't gone down that one path or that one road and learned, hey, like, I need to change paths, like, it helps. I don't know if this is even making any sense, but sometimes we feel more confident after choosing like a path or a way that didn't work, that was kind of like a dead end road, because we're more confident that we're on the right track and we're going the right direction that's true to us and the way that we want to go. So I thought those were really wise words from my dad. He kind of gave an analogy of a fork in the road. And I thought like sometimes I've chosen a path and I thought, this is the direction I want to go. This is what I want. And then I realize actually I want to go on this other path. So I don't know if that is relatable to anybody right now, but that has been my experience. And, I was talking with my dad about all the things that we learn, right? While we're on that path, while we're on that journey in life, and how to not have regrets, but that life is about learning. It's about making choices. It's about relationships and, things that matter most that help us grow as a person. So those are just all the things I've been thinking about leading up to this Thanksgiving week and holiday season, things that have been on my mind. But I do love reading your comments as I go back and read through them, especially my friends over on Facebook. Those comments come in so fast. I'm trying to read the comments, and sometimes I'm like, I can only see like 3 words, and then the comment disappears because it goes by so fast. Francis is tuning in from Guam. Welcome. Mindy Jensen is watching. Thank you for tuning in. And Renee Cook is from Louisiana. Welcome. We love Louisiana. My son Shaden played soccer up in Riverton, Wyoming, and the coach there was, I believe he was from Louisiana. He was a pretty cool coach, pretty cool guy. So we do love Louisiana as well. Karina is just tuning in. Welcome. Audrey Lang says, "You're awesome." Thank you. I have my moments where I just feel old. I don't know if that's just like the older I get as a mom, where I just feel more tired. I feel like when I was raising Shaden and Landon and they were younger, I had so much energy as a young mom. And I feel like I'm an older mom with the Quints, or maybe they just keep me busier. I don't know what it is, but anyway. But that's really kind of you to say. Doreen is just tuning in. Welcome. Delana is from Arizona. Welcome. And Barbara is just tuning in as well. Um, okay, somebody just asked me a great question over on YouTube. They said, "Jamie, I always want to ask you, please tell me your lashes are falsies or tell me how you get them so perfect." Okay, 3 things to my eyelashes. I've had several people think that I was wearing false eyelashes before, and I don't wear false eyelashes, but I will tell you 3 products I really, really love. Number 1, an eyelash curler. Little grandma got me hooked on the Revlon eyelash curler, and it curls your eyelashes, so it makes them look longer. I've been using that since I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14 years old. I love it. The second product I will tell you is mascara. I've worn L'Oreal mascara, the Voluminous brand, and I wear the shade brown black. I really like it, and it's a little more affordable. The other brand I wear is called Better Than Sex, but I don't like that by the end of the day, it kind of wears off and you get kind of like, I don't know, mascara on your upper eyelid. So I'm not a fan of that. It is a little bit more money. But those you only have to do like 1 pass with your eyelashes, whereas like the L'Oreal, you have to do like 4 or 5 times. But I feel like it's a little bit more affordable. So that's the one I'm wearing right now. And then the third thing I do for my lashes is every night I apply Babe Lash. I love that stuff. It really makes your eyelashes grow longer after like 3 to 4 weeks. And then it works so well. After a while, I have to stop using it because it makes my eyebrows grow like crazy. So the stuff really does work. So after I've used the product every night for like 3 weeks, the Babe Lash, then I use it like 3 times a week, just to keep them growing longer. So she says, "Thank you. I've had that question for years." Now you know my secret to great looking, healthy eyelashes. They also sell some conditioner for eyelashes, which I haven't tried, but probably with Black Friday, they'll be having some deals. So if I find a good deal for Black Friday that they're having, I'll share the Babe Lash serum with you guys. And yeah, you can get it through Amazon too. Okay, Jill says makeup tutorial with you and your girls after their makeup session with Hee Hee. Okay, I haven't watched that, but yeah, I'm happy to share some of my favorite makeup. My other like eyeshadow palette that I love you guys right now is on Black Friday deal for $9. It is the best one I have found, and it works just as good as like the fancy brands. Okay, MGP 1970 says I'm looking now for it. Okay, It really is a great product. We've got somebody tuning in from Lincoln, Nebraska. Welcome. You guys know I love the name Lincoln. Rebecca asked, "What is your favorite perfume?" Okay, I have to preface this. I have not worn perfume since I had Shaden, and if I do, okay, this is really weird. I'll spray like a tiny bit, like on my ankle. I am so sensitive to smells after having my kids. So, like, I love smelling perfume on other people, but for me, I get a little nauseous from the scent of perfume. But my favorite perfume is I think it's called Romance by Ralph Lauren. I've had that one for a super long time. Um, it smells really good, and then I do like Chanel perfume, that one smells really good to me. And I typically wear, like, a fragrance-free, like, lotion because I'm just that sensitive to smells. With 2 out of 3 of my pregnancies, I had hyperemesis gravidarums, which meant I was, like, extremely ill while I was pregnant. Didn't have it with the Quints, but I'm just really sensitive to smell after that. So hopefully that answers your questions. But yeah, you guys can ask me anything and I'm happy to share. Okay, lots of comments coming in over on Facebook. I'm gonna try and read them really fast. Melanie is from Liverpool, England. Welcome. Betty Lawson just tuned in. Welcome, Betty. Glad you're here. If you guys have questions and I missed them and if I skipped them, you can re-ask them. Joanne or Joan is just tuned in. Welcome, Joan. Glad you're here as well. But yeah, there are so many great Black Friday deals right now when I hopped onto Amazon, so I can share those with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can read these comments if they'll hold still for a minute. How do you keep your energy raising all the littles after having grown kids? I'm in the same boat. Okay, I gotta click more so I can read this comment. And I'm a foster parent. I'm exhausted and never thought once about work when my kids were babies, but they're teens now. How do you keep your energy raising all the littles? Okay, this is one thing that has been different having 7 kids versus 2 and having my boys. They were spaced because of infertility. And again, Landon and the Quints are spaced because of infertility as well. But I call it the bigs and the littles. Like, it is such a stretch, right? Your teens want to be up late at night. They open up late at night and they just want to tell you about their day and all the things or their crushes or like who they like, all the things. And you're tired by the time your head hits the pillow, but you know your little kids are going to be up at 5:30, some mornings 5 a.m., waking you up, and you got to be there for both. And so, like, one thing, and she said she had foster kids. I more When I was growing up, I also had a foster brother and sister for 6 months, so I can relate to that, and then I also fostered a niece and nephew for several months, before I had the quintuplets. So at that time, it felt like I had triplets and a toddler because there were 2 foster kids and one that had special needs. They both had special needs, and things that they were in need of at that time. It is a stretch. I think that season of parenting and motherhood, when you truly care about the children that are in your care, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel exhausting. It can wear you out. I think having a good, healthy, strong support system is everything. I think learning to know, like learning when you need to take a break and do some self-care, like that was one thing I have had to learn is number one, it's okay to ask for help. Naming your emotions, like I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling exhausted. And then acknowledging what your needs are as a mother, as a parent is so important, right? Like I need a net or I need a nap. I was going to say nest. I need a nest. I need a nap. I need to rest. Um I need a soda. I would have my sister come over and bring me like my favorite caffeinated beverage some days because it was so hard and just feeling like you have to be on all the time. And I had a good friend say to me once, like, you don't have to give 100%, 100% of the time. It can be like a 60-40 kind of day. Like, okay, I can give 60%, but like my partner needs to give 40% at least on that day. So that's one thing that I have learned. And then having people that you can talk to that can relate to what you're saying on a really hard day was really helpful during that time. People for me that had twins, I had a girlfriend that had triplets. I thought she was a saint. Um, because she was able to do things and like it wasn't easy. It was hard. Um, but knowing that like we can do hard things as women and that our work matters. Um, I don't know. Hopefully that's encouraging to you, but I think the world of you if you have teens, if you have littles, and if you're doing foster care. And typically, my experience when you're doing foster care, those kids have special needs. Even if they're not in like special education, there's specific needs that that child has. And that's something that we can give them, even if like I went and saw a counselor years ago about this. Sometimes I felt like at that time, like I wasn't even making a difference in that child's life. And I remember the sweet counselor saying to me, "Sweet girl, do you not see it? If the one thing you can do is show and teach these kids a different way of living, a different way of being, you could potentially change the trajectory of that child's life. You just being you and teaching them like how to be and how to live another way of life." So hopefully that's helpful. Those are just my thoughts about that question. Okay, another question that came in over on YouTube. Jamie, what happened to all of the original videos when the kids were born? I still have all of those. I have hours and hours and hours of footage of that. And I have shared some of those videos. Honestly, it just takes me back to like when they were little and I feel just like really tired all over again by watching those. But I am happy to share those with you guys if you do want to see those old videos. I have every single video except for the live videos on Facebook. They've changed how they do it, so they delete them after months. So all of those, like, old videos, I don't have the live videos anymore, so that's one thing that I am bummed about with how Facebook has updated and changed things, but I'm happy to share some of those with you guys during this holiday season. Olivia asked, "Are you still dating?" I'm not dating anymore. If that answers your question there, but yeah, okay, let's see if I can get these comments coming in. So many have come in since I was talking about that particular topic about that stretch of like littles and bigs and how you make it work. I feel like sometimes I still have to take a nap like midday, even if it's like a power nap before my kids get home. Tony is from Washington. You make a difference, is what she says. You know, sometimes I feel like that, like I do this for a living on social media. Do I even make a difference? What I have to say, does it even matter in the whole world of social media and online? Like, there's so many people out there now doing what I'm doing. Like, does it make a difference? If it's made a difference to you, like, I would love to read about it in the comments. If this has changed, like, the way you live your life or the miracles that happened when the kids were born, if it helped you with your faith, if it strengthened your testimony in God, in what you believe in, that miracles do happen. I know it has for me. I know my faith journey has been a little bit rocky the last 4 years, if I'm being totally honest. I have not skipped a beat in my church attendance or paying my tithing. Those are things that are important to me. Those are some of my values. But there have been things that I've had to re-examine in my faith in what I believe in. And I feel like the last 2 weeks, I've kind of just said to myself, okay, I'm going to start over. I'm going to start from scratch and I'm going to lay that foundation of what I really do believe in. I'm still an active member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's a lot of great things about my faith that I do love. I think, like anybody, you go through seasons of your life of change and you have questions. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's good to ask those questions. I think it's good to go to the source and re examine and re ask those questions between you and God. Like, where do I stand? What do I really believe in? And I will tell you right now, I still cannot deny that I saw miracles happen. I felt them, I've lived them, I've experienced them in my life. And during those hard times where I'm just like, was it really real? That's sometimes the thing I find myself chatting with God about, like what was real and what wasn't. And I really did experience and live through that pregnancy, obviously, with my kids. And it's something I never take for granted. The gift of life is sacred to me. Um, Infertility, motherhood has not come easy for me. There's been a lot of hard things with trying to conceive kids, with the actual pregnancy itself. Life happens, trials happen, and sometimes, it really tests our faith and it tests us as a person. And I think life was meant to be that way. So I don't know if any of my words are reaching any of you today. I've had a lot on my mind as I have been getting in that exercise every single day. Faith has been one that I've had a lot of questions about. I'm not going anywhere. For those of you that are wondering, is she leaving the church? Is she not? I'm not. I just have questions that between God and I, we talk a lot. And, if I can be still and listen, he's got a lot to say for those that listen. But yeah, centering my faith on the gospel of Jesus Christ has been really helpful in navigating the chaos of life and the busyness of life. And I find a lot of those answers not necessarily on my knees, but while I am busy doing what I feel like God has asked me to do, what he has asked me to take on, I find answers to my prayers while I'm busy serving others, while I'm honestly getting the laundry done, or in those busyness life moments when I'm with my kids and I forget what matters most. Those are the moments where I feel like God is saying, Jamie, this is what it's all about. It's not meant to be easy. There's going to be times and seasons, and it's okay to acknowledge, I'm in the hard season or I'm in this season of life that is just stretching me and it has taken me to my knees. It is so hard. And where do you find the silver lining? Where do you find the joy during those hard moments? Sometimes I do find them on my knees where I'm just pleading with the Lord, like, why am I going through this? What is the purpose of this? Um, but it's meant to help us stretch, it's meant to help us grow as human beings. I got a lot to say today, but I do love spending time with you guys. Hopefully, my message um, touches your heart in a way that benefits and adds value to your life. I am grateful for each one of you in my life cheering me on. I wish every single person had that in their life. Just thousands of cheerleaders on a hard day for many years, for over 7.5 years. I have had so many of you championing me as a person, my family, my kids. And I feel that every single day. There's not a day that goes by where I don't feel gratitude for what the good Lord gave me. Even on the hard days. And hopefully, my work in the end makes a difference for my kids as they are choosing their path on this journey of life. Olivia says, I'm in a very similar boat right now. Religion and faith always has its ups and downs. Thank you. And I just have told myself I'm not going anywhere, but it's okay to ask questions and it's okay to go directly to the source of what you do believe in and take advice from people that live a happy and full life. I think sometimes we feel like those kind of people have never gone through hard things, and that is not the case. They have gone through hard things, and sometimes they have had those questions too, and it's okay. It's okay to ask questions, and I think God wants us to ask questions. He wants us to be strong people. He wants us to be strong women, and he wants us to add value to this world and in our families, in our homes, in our communities. And even if all we have to offer is a smile at somebody in the grocery store, I can tell you from personal experience that is something that helps brighten another person's day. Mama 4113 says, hi from West Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm so sad I did not get on here at the beginning of the video. Well, that's okay because I had a lot to say in this video. So if you just want to sit back, grab your favorite soda or a cup of tea or your caffeinated beverage, I had a lot to say in this video. Sometimes I'm quiet and then sometimes I just have a lot to share. So anyway, love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a good rest of your week. I'm going to get back at it. My kids will be home from school and love to you all. Happy Friendsgiving. Is that what they call it? I just feel like each of you guys are my friends this week. So anyway, love you guys. Hope you have a great week and I will be sharing more in my stories. But love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.